Please welcome to the stage Fun Robotics. All right, we're going to give them 2 minutes as well to set up. And also, I just want to remind everyone that if you're on the social media, the hashtag to use is hashtag UAEA4G. And also, we have the People's Choice Awards as well that you can go onto the website and log on and vote for your favorite teams as well. All right, so get those cameras ready and also get those smiles ready. We might be pointing the camera your way real soon. And in the meantime, Shaban's going to give us some details about our next team, Fun Robotics. They have 2 minutes to set up. Shaban, tell us, what are we going to expect from this next team over here?
Well, Fun Robotics, it's two 15-year-old individuals, students from Delhi Public School and Dubai International Academy, and they've come up with a project they call Trashberry. They're guided by their mentor, Mohammed, from Fun Robotics. Fun Robotics is actually a robotics club based out of Dubai. And they've built this little smart machine with a Raspberry Pi that allows you to recycle, but in a very special way. It awards you points. So I was talking to them, and they've got an RFID reader built into the system. It can actually read your NOL card, so maybe a project like this in the future, if you put in, let's say, a can of Pepsi that you found on the ground, it may just reward you with something back. And it encourages people to recycle. And what I really, really like about this project, and it's quite similar to one of the other teams we'd seen a little earlier, is they've recycled electronic products. So they've got a Raspberry Pi running in there. They've got components that they've bought off souk.com and a website over here called Zero Ohm. And they're using parts from a printer, Lego Mindstorm kits. And this is quite complicated. When you're using different platforms, you have to write a lot of code. And talking to Fadil and Michael, the two young bright minds you see in front of you, they've written a lot of this custom code themselves, which is quite an accomplishment.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Shaban, once again, our expert over here over the next 2 days, giving us all the tech specs and all the information you need about the teams who are presenting. He has spent the last couple of days spending time with the team and getting all the facts for us, and we'll be talking more about that soon. And I think we're just about ready for the next team. 15 minutes for them. Please put your hands together for Fun Robotics.
Thank you. السلام عليكم. أنا محمد أبو زياد من شركة فن روبوتكس. نفخر اليوم بتقديم نخبة من طلابنا فاضل ومايكل أصحاب فكرة تراشبري. تراشبري هي أول فكرة من نوعها في تخفيض كمية المهملات حول العالم بنسبة ملحوظة تماشياً مع رؤية الإمارات لعام 2030. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Engineer Mohammed Abu Zayyad from Fun Robotics. I have here my students Fadil and Michael, and they are here to present their best machine, Trashberry, which is going to reduce the amount of recycled materials and help recycling, going with the vision of UAE 2030. I'll leave the stage to my students. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. This is Trashberry, our innovation designed to end waste.
A project that would bring us ever so closer to zero waste becoming a reality.
And that is exactly what we tried to do. Hi everyone, I'm Michael, and I like telling stories, but we probably don't have enough time for that now. So, Fadil.
Hi, I'm Fadil, and I like to get on with things. So let's get on with things.
We're here to talk about the project today that we set about with a mission.
Our mission is to provide a definite solution to end waste. We set out to complete this goal by implementing a new and improved waste management system through our innovation. But to find a solution, we had to clearly define the extent of the problem.
Over 7 billion people live on planet Earth today, generating almost 2 billion tons of waste every year.
Less than 19% of this is recycled. And by the year 2100, over 11 million tons of waste will be generated every day.
Even if we don't completely understand these statistics, we need to understand the problem. To put it simply, we are running out of space.
To fix that, we began working on a system that would revolutionize the waste industry, and one that would eradicate the very generation of mishandled waste. So we looked at existing systems that were already in place to see what they couldn't fix.
Our main case study was that of the one in Taipei, Taiwan. Now, Taiwan has one of the best recycling rates in the world, but even Taiwan has its flaws. The recycling system in Taipei, Taiwan has an unreliable sorting mechanism and is time and energy consuming. So we tried to look at it to see what it couldn't fix.
We needed a way to improve upon this, to reach an almost 100% recycling rate. So what could the solution to all of this possibly be?
From our case studies, we realized that Project Trashberry needed 3 things to succeed: convenience, motivation, reliability. Let me explain. Trashberry had to be convenient, meaning it had to be easy for consumers to use. Second, it had to provide motivation. It had to provide incentives for the customer to want to use it. And third, it had to be reliable. It had to provide a fail-safe method to guarantee UAE's 2030 zero waste goal, which is one of the benchmarks we set as an indicator of success.
This got us thinking. How could we incentivize recycling? And how would we tell which consumers were being environmentally aware? Haven't you wished for a way to keep track of everything you've owned? A way to manage all that clutter? Well, this is a similar concept.
Our idea was to ensure that nothing that people used ended up at landfills. So what kind of technology would we use to achieve this goal? Our project uses the popular microcontroller, the Raspberry Pi, in conjunction or integration with RFID tags, which is short for radio frequency identification tags. By thinking a little differently, we realized how we could use the same tags used in the clothing industry to track items sold.
These RFID tags contain valuable information about the products, such as what kind of material it is, so that we can make the waste sorting process infinitely faster.
But we also needed to have rewards for frequent recyclers. So we needed a way to identify to which user each item belonged to.
That is why we came up with the idea of issuing RFID cards to all consumers and have them tag their cards at checkout to identify themselves.
Yep. So when a user recycles, special points are added to his account.
We call these points Trashberries, and they work like a credit system in order to give rewards to the users.
So far, it sounds great. It sounded great, in theory. But how could we coerce the population of an entire country to purchase their own unique RFID cards? Again, reality got in the way, but once again, an individual idea solved it. We could simply use an RFID system that was already in place.
We used the NOL card system. A NOL card is something used for travelers to travel on the metro. I'm assuming most of you will have NOL cards? Or at least an Emirates ID, because all residents have to have an Emirates ID.
Using the SDK provided by the government regarding the Emirates ID, we could use this card in integration with our system. There are plenty of RFID systems to choose from in the United Arab Emirates. So how would all of this fit together? How could we make our system work, keeping convenience, motivation, and reliability in mind?
The machine is split into 3 parts. In a physical form, there's the vending machine and the recycling machine. But then there is also a third component, which puts it all together, the web server.
The 2 physical parts of our machine, the vending machine and the recycling machine, were both designed to play separate roles in the interaction with the customer. The vending machine being where the customer purchased the products, and the recycling machine being where the customer disposed of their products.
Pictured is the last prototype of our vending and sorting unit, made from old printer and scanner parts. The vending machine is designed to demonstrate how an autonomous system would work, solely through RFID tag use.
After tagging your personalized card, you select what you want to buy, pick it up, and leave. Simple, right? To show you exactly how this works, we will demonstrate with our upgraded vending machine.
As you can see, the vending and recycling machine are in one unit. This is for ease of access and convenience for the user. Now, Michael will demonstrate how to use it.
Can we have the cameras, please?
Yeah.
Great.
First, Michael picks the option to use the vending machine. Now the interface asks the user to tag his card. And so he tags his card. And now it prompts him to enter his PIN code. His PIN code here is 1234, no one peek.
Very secure.
Then he chooses which item he wants to buy.
In this case, I chose Coca-Cola because I'm not a very healthy person. But in general, this machine is used to demonstrate how our system, Trashberry, can be used in any industry, and more specifically, in this case, the beverage industry. So I had the option between orange juice, milk, and Coca-Cola, and I chose Coca-Cola, which means it is an aluminum can. Here, I have the option to pay using credit or Trashberries. Father, would you care to explain?
So he can either use credit, which is already with him, or he can use Trashberries, which are accumulated over a period of time by recycling repeatedly. But Michael hasn't recycled a lot, so he has to go with credit.
You have to recycle more, Michael.
Yeah. Here's where the vending machine works its magic. While I picked what item I want, the vending machine is now dispensing 1 can of Coca-Cola. Inside our machine, we have used various, could we get a zoom in? Yeah. Inside our machine, we've used various mechanisms. Like, we have straight up recycling by the recycled. We have the head of a scanner, we have a printer, everything directly used, hacked for our own purposes. This was to ensure that we practice what we preach. And now I think it's done. It's disposed my Coca-Cola. Yeah. There you go. So this is the part where I consume my Coca-Cola, or I would if this wasn't made of cardboard. So now I'm going to go ahead and let Father demonstrate how the sorting machine works. Yeah. Okay, so now Father picks the option this time to use the sorting machine, and it first asks him to tag his card if he is a registered user. Keep in mind that this is optional, as you don't have to be a registered user to recycle. Now, Fadil is asked to enter his PIN code once again. This two-step verification is very useful, especially if you want to keep track of your points. He's asked to place the item into the machine. And now it detects that it is Coca-Cola. So Fadil's going to go ahead and recycle it. And it drops it into the correct bin. The bottom part, the sorting machine, makes use of EV3 technology, Lego Mindstorms, in communication with the Raspberry Pi. Fadil, you want to go ahead and explain how the app works. Now you've seen how the prototype of the sorting machine works. So you might be wondering what kind of programming, the complexity of the programming behind all of this. I would explain this to you, but my idea of hardcore programming is printing hello world. So I'm going to go ahead and let Fadil go do that for you.
So the programming makes use of several different programming languages, such as Python, Robot-C, SQL, PHP, and a host of others. And all of these are used together to bring together a cohesive user experience. It's very complicated.
Yay, coding. Now all that's fine and dandy, it's amazing. But when it comes down to the brass tacks, what does one prototype of vending/sorting machine do, albeit a handsome one, do for the waste management system as a whole?
But it isn't actually just one prototype or one unit. It's meant to work as a host of units, a whole host of them, working together to create an interconnected web of units.
And when you have all these units around you, all of these units giving you materials, rewarding you when you recycle, you literally have no excuse to litter, which is exactly what we hoped for.
Displayed are the markers of progress. From the very inception of the idea, from the start, we knew that we needed a plausible solution for waste management. The first 5 months or so consisted solely of research.
Tedious, we know, but it's necessary for good ideas. The following 6 months consisted solely of prototyping. Again, tedious, but necessary for great ideas.
October last year was the first time we ever displayed our machine to the public. We needed to see how it was received and how we would have to improve upon it.
And that resulted in our designing and fabricating an upgraded model, that which you see before you. In the coming year, we have quite a lot planned, building up to the release of Trashberry 2.0, exactly a year after the release of our first model.
So if we were to be able to put our plan into action, we needed to know exactly how the revenue and the resources put into circulation would move around.
How Trashberry Incorporated would affect the market or the economy. We needed to know if our system was practical. Long story short, it is.
The cheap cost of RFID tags and the fact that they can be used again and again makes attaching RFID tags to every single store a pretty viable solution. And the long-term effects of Tashberry Inc. make more materials to return to the manufacturer because of the highly efficient sorting mechanism using RFIDs. This leads to enormous profits on an environmental as well as business perspective.
Especially a business perspective. Using Tashberry, the government and private entities as well would be able to keep track of how their products were disposed of. The statistics made available by our system have the capacity to make an incredible impact on the generation of waste.
But now, one question remains. Why Tashberry? Why now? Why Dubai in UAE?
Why Dubai, for that matter? Why UAE? Dubai's encouragement, UAE's encouragement of innovation influenced us, helped us create Tashberry. We believe that by using this system, using Tashberry, we can improve and meet the waste generation goals of this city.
Our project currently focuses on the beverage industry, and so we can use it to change Dubai's recycling rates of aluminum cans alone, which is much lower than the 67% world average. It would have an immensely positive impact on the city.
This wasn't simply a project created by two teenagers using old broken printers and expired metro card tickets. This wasn't something we built to win a competition.
Tashberry Inc. was designed with a vision to deliver a holistic solution and waste management system to a proactive community. Our demonstration with the soda can was the first step to delivering something that would end waste.
It was the first step to a sustainable Dubai. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Tashberry Incorporated.
Thank you.
All right, another great presentation there from Fun Robotics on how to do some recycling is what they're doing over there, right?